Hello, I am SquidofLove, welcome back to No Man's Sky. My quest for a new, better starship continues, and this is what I own right now. It is not the best, but it is definitely an improvement from what I had before. I jumped from an inventory of around 22 slots to this brand new starship with 31 slots, which is definitely an improvement. I was looking for a better starship for around a week, and of course I'm not done yet. I want to have the best one out there, something with more than 40-45 slots. I don't care if it will have 48 slots, but I want to have something around 40 and 45 slots, and that means that I will have to keep looking. But let's go back at the beginning and see how I decided to buy a ship with 31 slots and not more. I have to say that since I started my journey I was quite unlucky. I could never find a crashed starship like this one with more slots than the one that I had at the moment, and this one was the first with one more slot than my current starship, so it was only logical for me to do the trade and take this brand new one starship. It was definitely an improvement, although one only slot. I thought that I could try to get a better starship in that way by upgrading one after one after one. Of course I realized later that this could take me a while. And since this was indeed my lucky day, I found the second one quite fast after I found the first one, so I jumped from a ship with 21 slots to a ship with 23 slots. I thought, like I said, that I will keep going like this, that I will keep finding one after the other, new vessels, new starships, but this wasn't the case. After this second one, my luck ran out. Now, the real problem with these new starships has to do with the repairs. They can take quite a few of materials, quite a lot of materials, so it is not wise to try and repair all these technologies. The best thing you could do, the best thing that I did, was to dismantle pretty much everything, keep on the basics for traveling around, sealed engines and warp drive, and use the slots for acquiring materials, valuable materials and items. And of course it's not only the problem of repairing your equipment, of repairing what is broken in these new starships. There is also a problem with upgrading your starships, of building new technologies, because they are going to be wasted next time you'll find a crashed ship like this one over here. So you have to decide if you want to go with a ship with low number of slots, or if you go with one of these crash ships with the basic, the default loadout, without doing any upgrade until you find the ship that you want to call your own. And this is what I decided to do. I decided to scrap all the technologies that I didn't want to repair, keep only one weapon. I prefer the photon cannon. It's quite good for, not for combat, forget combat, you're gonna die with one of these vessels, but it is good for destroying asteroids and gathering thamium-9 so you can keep going. So that means that you are going to continue traveling with these crash starships with a default hyperdrive, and you won't be able to build a better hyperdrive, better technologies if you want to upgrade your starship, or else this is going to be a huge waste of materials. And this is when I decided to stop looking for crash ships. If I find one and it is better than the one I have at the moment, perfect, I'll take it, but I'm gonna stop looking for them and I'm gonna start making money. I will try to make a lot of millions, so when I find a good starship on a station that will cost a lot of money and will have a lot of inventory slots, I will have enough money, I will have enough units to buy it. And what is the best way to make a lot of units fast? That's easy. Find a planet full with vortex cubes. And I was quite lucky because Plutus was a planet that was quite rich in vortex cubes. Unfortunately, it was not as good as the previous planet we had found already with vortex cubes, and this is because the caves in Plutus, vortex cubes appear mostly in caves. The caves were quite hit or miss. Some were quite big and you could find a lot of vortex cubes, but most of the caves on Plutus were quite small, so there were only a small quantity of cubes inside them. This creates the problem that you will have to fly around more often, you will have to search in more locations around the planet. It takes more time to find these viable items and get them back to a station in order to sell them. But even like this, there were plenty of vortex cubes around, so it was a matter of time to make enough units, and the trick in making enough units per trip, per run from the surface of the planet to the space station and back, is to remove everything that you're not gonna need, remove all the non-essential materials that you are carrying on your starship and your inventory, so you can carry more of these cubes. In that way you can make a lot of money with each run to a space station or a trading outpost. By following this strategy, I was able to make more than 1 million units with each run, even with a ship with not a lot of inventory slots, with a ship with only 22 inventory slots. They are more than enough to start making some serious money, and if you stay on a planet with viable items like vortex cubes for a while, then you can make a lot of millions really fast. Although vortex cubes are quite good to sell, they can make you a lot of units and they are quite common for a rare viable item, they are not the best you can find. Shark venom. Shark venom is the best material I have found, and it is definitely my favorite one for making money right now. The problem with shark venom is that the sentinels are going nuts if you start harvesting them, and this is not the best way to react to the sentinels. You should not fight them. You should keep going, collecting shark venom until you are full and then get out of the planet. Just keep going, harvesting shark venom while ignoring the sentinels. They will come after you, but they are slow, so you will have enough time to collect a lot of this shark venom item and fill your inventory, but also your starship inventory. What is really good about this item is that there are a lot around. If you find a planet full of this shark venom commodity good, then you are truly lucky. There are a lot around everywhere you land on the planet, and you will fill your inventory in no time. It is even faster than collecting vortex cubes. All you have to do is just avoid the sentinels, let them come after you, but you will have enough time to collect all these items, all these very viable items, fill your inventory, get out of the planet, sell them to the space station or a trading outpost, and return. It is really so simple, and it will earn you a lot more money than vortex cubes. So this was the first part of my strategy: make a lot of units to buy a new starship, a better starship than the one I had, which had 23 inventory slots. Why not buy a better one than this starship with 31 slots? Well, the answer is the price. The best starship I found on this space station had 38 slots, which are a lot, but not the best. I want something between 40 and 45 slots, and its cost was at 15 million units. So if I had bought the 38 inventory slot starship and later I was lucky enough to find a better one, I wouldn't have enough money to buy it. So why not buy a cheaper one with less slots than 38, but more slots than the one I have at the moment? And this is exactly why I bought this starship with 31 slots, because it will give me the opportunity to have more empty slots in my inventory in order to collect more materials, in order to collect more items and make more money, but at the same time I will also have enough money to buy a better starship if I am lucky to find one. And this was pretty much my thinking: save money and at the same time buy a better starship with more slots than the one you had at the moment. The cost of this starship was only 5.5 million units, so I think it was the best choice for me. This is pretty much what I was doing this week, trying to find a new starship, but I discovered some really nice new items, new resources like Callium, as you can see it over here, and I would really like to show them to you. Let's start with Callium, a quite rare resource. I didn't find a lot on this planet. It is definitely not worth searching around, you won't even make one slot, you won't even fill one slot. If you are truly lucky, you might fill, but this is very rare, extremely rare resource that doesn't have a very high price. I've seen it going up to 365 on space station, but it is really a gamble. Doesn't worth spending so much time on a planet looking for this resource, in my opinion. But at least it's one more rare material that we have discovered, and we can take it on our list of achievements. This one has to be the scariest creature I have discovered on my journey. This is a predator, and oh my god, it's a nightmare material. This is a predator, underwater predator, and I will hate swimming in an ocean with these creatures. I don't know why this leech-like fish, leech-shark combination really scares me. I hate this kind of creatures, I hate this kind of head. Well, if you can call this head. Look at it. Oh my god. It deserves to die. Well, it's not so scary when it's dead, but imagine swimming on a planet and this appearing out of nowhere. But I cannot leave you with this scary image. Let's show you something beautiful for the end. I finally discovered planets with floating islands, and this one was the most beautiful. I discovered 2 planets with these floating islands. Well, that's how I call them. The view is quite breathtaking. You can land on one of these islands and stare down, see how beautiful the world of No Man's Sky can be if you find a good planet, if you find a very beautiful planet. This was a moon, one of the moons of this planet in the distance, and I really enjoyed my time on this one. There are some absolutely breathtaking sights in No Man's Sky. You can also earn a silly face in games simply by leaving comments on my No Man's Sky videos. Thank you very much for joining me. If you enjoyed the video, please don't forget to leave a like and subscribe for more. I am SquidofLove and I will see you next time. Bye bye.